Hey everybody, it's Preston. If you're new here, I'm a master barber with over 11 years experience. If you're looking for a channel that gives haircut tutorials, vlogs on information that are pertinent to our industry, and product reviews, consider subscribing. In this video, I have a low to mid drop skin fade, and I have a couple little things on this video. You got to watch it all the way through so you can see a couple of the little secrets that I give on a couple problems that are pretty common on these types of haircuts. So let's get right into it. Stay tuned. All right guys, here we go. This is a 3 3/4. I'm just debulking the head, and this is going up to the parietal ridge. You can see here I'm going to the bottom of the parietal ridge, and then I'm flicking out. And the only thing I'm doing here is just getting the hair to a manageable length so I can start the fade. This is going to be a mid drop fade. It doesn't drop real low, but it does drop. It is a drop fade. Alright, here I'm just setting in my first guideline, my skin line. You can see on this side, I always do this, I've always done it. I drop this line down a lot until I get the other side where I want it, and then I connect the two in the back. It's just my way of doing it. I learned early on that it's better to be safe than sorry, so I just drop it down like this initially, so I can bring this side in, and then I'll connect it and make sure everything's okay. You can see there, I do that a lot. If you have modified blades, or if there's zero gap, don't do that, man. It's not going to work out well, but I turn my T-edgers over all the time and just to get closer, and it works well for me. You can see this guy's ears. That's cauliflower ear. This guy was a wrestler in high school and college, and his ears took a beating. They're very stiff and hard to get in there, so kind of tough.
And this is the shaver. I always start out going down, and then I come up. I don't like to make a real hard line, so I start out going down with the shaver, and then when I come back up, I flick out at the very end just to blend right into what I've already done. So it's skin, it's as close as a shaver will cut, but I'm not trying to grind in or cut in real deep to make a hard line. Working around his ears are tough, guys. His ears took a beating in high school and college. He is a very accomplished wrestler. Pretty sure he took second in state or something. He is a very good wrestler. Pretty cool kid. He's a really interesting guy. I actually think he does MMA fighting now. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure he told me he does MMA fighting. But this is just me doing the shaver, getting it down the skin. And this is where I start with these are my wall seniors, but I did change the blade. I have the beveled blade on there. This is not the blade that comes with the wall seniors. And I have it open, and I'm just setting my next guideline in. Going up about an inch. On this haircut, I keep it pretty uniform. I may extend it a little bit or widen it a little bit more in the back, as you can tell. I just like to do that. It helps me blend that back area a little bit. It's just a personal preference. It's just how I learned to do it. And this is the blade half closed. It looks like I'm going all the way up, but I'm not. I'm flicking out at the end. And this is just going down to 0, and I like to blend the back out, get it out of the way, but I'm just playing with my lever, from open to closed. As I go down, I close it. Or if you're going up, as you go up, you got to open it. And I use my T-edgers to take that faint little line out right there at the very bottom. And it looks like I'm going up high, but listen, I'm not. It's the shape of his head, so it's flicking out. And you can see I turn it over. But that's the steps to take that skin line out. This is half open half closed, however you want to look at it. This focus issue is driving me crazy. I recorded 2 other haircuts, and I thought I had it fixed, and it was a nightmare. Those 2 haircuts, the videos were disastrous, so they were so out of focus, it was bad. So I went back to the regular settings, and I'm just trying to be mindful to make sure it stays focused. One of the haircuts was a tapered pompadour, and the other haircut was a really nice flat top. And I had some really good footage of both of them, and it was just, I was so aggravated. It was disastrous when I got home and loaded them in my editing software, and I was so aggravated. But you live and you learn and you move forward. So on to this one. And we're just following the same steps all the way around his head. I mean, it's honestly the same thing over and over and over again. I really like these contoured fades, how they, I just like playing with different lines and different ways to put that fade in. It's pretty cool just to see them come together. And man, a lot of this is just playing with stuff and figuring things out. You can see right there on how I use the edge of my blade, and it's playing with stuff, and you can't be scared to play with stuff and figure it out. And you know, if you're running over something and it's not taking a line out, you need to get close. You need to get, play with your lever. You need to get closer. You just have to be careful. If you're not sure, go, start out longer, and you can see that fade come together pretty well. But if you're not sure, start with a longer guard and work your way down using the edges, the corners of your blade. That way you're not putting big lines in it if you make mistakes. It's easier to take out, it's easier to fix. But this skin line is the one that gives most of the people problems, and man, it's really easy. You can see it's all about use your edgers, these techniques are proven. I've used these for years. Alright, this is a number 2, I believe this is a number 2 open. and I'm just working my way down from that 3. I like to go ahead and get that skin line faded out and up to where, you know, my clipper blade open. I like to get that fade done. That's the hardest part of the fade to me. This is a 1.5, and again, I'm just slowly working my way down to that blend. I'm blending it down. If y'all have watched my videos before, you know I like to blend down. And this is a 1 open. This guy's hair, you can see he's got a double crown in the back, and when I first started cutting his hair, I used to leave the crown, but he was wearing a longer haircut at the time. But when we go this short, we have to cut the crown out of it, and just because it stands up. There's no way to cut his hair and get it to lay down with as short as you're going and leaving a crown. Trying to leave a crown in this haircut, it just don't work. This looks like the half blade, and I'm just working with it and working my way down, playing with my lever and just working that fade out. I'm using the corners of my blade, and I'm just playing with the lever and different things, just trying to blend this out. It's detailing your work, man. You gotta go back and detail it. You gotta take the time to do it. It's very, very important. And it's the same steps on this side. Y'all remember, whatever you do to one side of the head, you have to do the other. See how I make him hold his head down? That kind of stretches the skin out and helps get that line out. I'll point that line out here in a minute. I'm pretty sure I can still see it. Yep. I was actually teaching somebody this haircut in the barber shop. They were standing there and while I was videoing it, and I was talking. This guy's a really good guy, and I asked him if I could use his head as a to teach with, and he said absolutely. So I'm grateful for him. So thanks, man. Shout out to him for allowing me to use his haircut to teach with. And you can pretty much see the fade starting to come together. Just detailing it. And I start at the top. And normally I would go ahead, and my normal way is I would go ahead and do the clipper over comb on the parietal ridge area. But because I'm teaching in this video, I'm using this as a good example because, and I know you can't see, excuse me, I know you can't see me cutting there, but I done this so teaching, it gives you, it lets you know what you're fading into. So once you get that top done, you get your fade done, you get the top done, and then you can work the parietal ridge and you know what you're fading into. I hope that makes sense. I mean, you have a guide on each side of the parietal ridge. Your fade's done and your top's cut, so you can see where you have to go and what you're coming from. So it takes a couple extra steps because I did it this way, because normally I've just went ahead and done the clipper over comb on the parietal ridge area and then cut the top and I'd have been done. But because I wanted to teach it in a way that you wouldn't get lost, I done it this way. And this is me cross-checking. Listen guys, cross-check your haircuts. I see scissor marks in hair all the time, especially wet hair. You can hide a lot of stuff in wet hair. Cross-check these haircuts. Make sure your haircuts are even. If you start to cut from, like, you're holding your fingers from ear to ear, come back and check that haircut and make sure it's even going the opposite direction. So if you're going from his left to right, come back from his front to back the way you see me doing it, and I'm just cross-checking my haircut and make sure things are even. And a lot of times that'll take care of a lot of problems for you. And I also do this, that's how I blend his bangs in, because if you cut his bangs as short as the rest of his hair, it's not going to be good. And this is just the clipper over comb. I come back because I'm OCD and I do some detailing work after this just to make sure my blend was good. And it's the same thing on the other side. Same steps, guys. You'll see me over directing hair, you'll see me clipper over combing, and it's the same steps over and over and over again. Now the difference is when you run into things that like cowlicks, and it's all detailing. You see me right here, that's what I'm doing right here. I'm detailing. I'm coming back and detailing my work. I'm just making sure that transition is just the way I want it. If y'all like this video, y'all give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share my video, tell your barber friends. If you have somebody struggling with certain haircuts, tell them about my videos. If it's helping you, maybe it'll help them. And this is just me coming back and cutting the bangs. I do the bangs the same way. I cut them at an angle, and then I'll come back from the other side and I'll connect everything. And then after I turn them around to the mirror, I'll look and make sure they're the way I want them. So this is the haircut. I hope y'all liked it. I hope this video helped. Appreciate you watching. Give me a thumbs up. Get in the comments. Let me know if I'm helping y'all. What you want to see next. Thanks guys for being here.